Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot again. Thanks for coming back, you guys. I hope everyone is doing really well. So today I'm going to read on Alan Weisselberg. He's known as, I checked a little bit on his information, as an American businessman, bidding man, whatever. Anyhow, he's been the CFO for, the Trump organization for years and years and years. But in 2017, he was the one that set up the trust, and he was the co-trustee for the Trump campaign. So I'm going to look at his karmic history, past, present, and future. Okay, so I'm going to drop the camera down, get started. Thanks. Okay, cards are all shuffled to allow for reversals. And I want only the truth on Alan Weisselberg's karmic past, present, and future. So currently the forces in motion in his life, we have the Lovers reversed, challenged by the Eight of Wands. Whew. Okay. His karmic past that he brought in this lifetime to heal. We have the Death card hanging over the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. So I honestly don't care how he's doing healing that karma. It's none of my business. He's not coming to me for a reading, but I'm... Let's look at his karmic past working for Donald John Trump, being the CFO of Trump Incorporated. What has he done? Okay. And based on what he's done in the past, or, anything other than what these cards are bringing through, because there's only two cards. Could probably do a Celtic cross just on what he's done, but actually not even. Two cards for his present karma that's hanging over him. We've got the Five of Cups and Justice reversed. Okay. And four cards here for his future. What is his karmic future based on all these decisions and actions, and what he's done in the past with his exercising his free will. Okay. So I might draw some more cards. I might even use the Kipper, but let's see what comes through here. With the Lovers reversed, well, this is currently what's going on in his life is he's really wanting a complete break from his role with the Trump Foundation, Trump Incorporated. This is a card of regret. And, divorce. He's trying to divorce himself away from Trump Incorporated. I don't know if it's going to work, because his biggest challenge is the Eight of Wands, which tells me these could be all the lawsuits coming down on him. This could be a lawsuit for tax evasion. Currently, because this card is the forces in motion, this tells me he has already flipped, or he's about to flip. Flippage is right here. Whew. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I need to add anything more to that. For sure, I'm getting clearly for sure these are the, or for sure, I should say, not sure. For sure, This has to do with all the lawsuits coming down on him. Or all the charges coming down on him. Could be one lawsuit with 8 charges. Or more. Or less. Somewhere in there. It's a lot. Okay. His karma that he brought in this lifetime to heal with the death card would be to embrace big changes. He's a soul who signed up for making some big changes in his karmic path. It could be a rebirth. It could be an ending of things, transitions, and basically like, brand new starts. Now, because it's hanging over the Queen of Swords reversed, this tells me that the biggest change he needed to make was to get out of this carelessness that he's been in, and his dishonesty and his inability to critically think for himself. So I don't think he's done well with that. What he's done for the Trump organization and for Donald John Trump himself, being his main CFO for all these years, being his, his money man, his CPA, all that, whatever. I don't know if he's a CPA, but definitely cooked the books, took care of the books. Probably there's 2 sets of books. One that you show if you need to get loans and support from, well, I would just say mostly you would show to the bank for a loan. And then another set of books that shows it would be for the IRS and for any other like governmental organization to try and get help or evade taxes. So he's pretty beat up about that. He's been working. He's been like the tireless warrior for Trump, and he's beat up about it. Now there's like, I think the karma he had with Trump is Trump always kept making him an offer he couldn't refuse. So I don't know what the heck Trump had over him, but this just feels to me like being a mobbed up guy that Alan Weisselberg has been working under the man, the mobbed up Donald John Trump empire that has been in bed with, it's the Genovese family, then later on tied into the Russian mafia. And I don't think now I need to say for entertainment purposes only anymore, because it's there. It's in public, there is too much. There's too much evidence. Currently, the karma hanging over this old dude, again, loss, regret, grief, feeling disappointed, feeling in, despair and loneliness over what he did. And that's because the long arm of the law is hanging over him. With the Justice reversed card, we're dealing with major, major, major legal issues. And corruption and deception and major bad karma. And he deserves it all. Now, in the future, his moving forward into the future, he's not going to get away with it. With the 7 of Swords reversed, he's going to get caught. And he will be flipping and confessing. This is another flippage card. So flippage, all over the place. He may try to lie his way out of it, but I think there's going to be documentation to prove that. I don't know what documentation it is, but there's going to be documentation that comes through to prove that he's a liar. But anyway, he's not getting away with it. So my question is, has he flipped already, or will he flip in the future? I think presently he's flipped, and in the future he's going to flip some more. Oh my God. Because he's going to try to walk away from self-responsibility. But then again, when you've given all you've got, you do have to walk away. But what he's walking away towards is the long arm of the law. With the King of Swords, this is a very powerful leader, and this is coming down on him. and he's going to have given up the goods because with the Knight of Cups reversed, he has manipulated. He literally has manipulated the books. He's manipulated for Trump. He's manipulated because he wanted to help. Like he really just, I guess he was in love with Trump at some point. I think that the romance is over now, though. With this, with the Lovers reverse, is definitely over. But the Knight of Cups is also a card of cheaters, and it brings in really bad news and heartbreak and a whole lot of disappointment. And we've got that going on up here. So yeah, so it's just reiterated over and over. Just for snizzles and giggles, I'm going to drop the camera down and use a Kipper and see what else is going on. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I'm using Ciro Marchetti's Kipper. I want to see what he's done, what Alan Weisselberg has done for Trump in the past, and what's coming in. You know what? Because there's so many people cards in the Kipper, let's let the cards show us what. Let's let my guides guide me to the right cards to show us what's coming down the pike for Alan Weisselberg and Trump. I know I did a reading already on Jen and Alan Weisselberg on Trump. So actually, probably just look at that. But let's focus on Alan. I take that back. Let's focus on Alan. But if Trump comes in, Trump comes in. Okay. Ooh, yeah. That's the worst card in the whole deck, I think. Well, besides this one. Oh my God. Oh, gee. Whew. Alan Weisselberg. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap is what I just heard. And there's Trump. Okay. Yep. What's coming down the pike for Alan Weisselberg? Imagine being that age and having that hanging over you. Okay, so I'll have to draw some more cards and layer them over, but that's okay. Oops. Okay. Oh, that's better. Okay, so the theme here with his thoughts and high honor. Well, currently he's obsessing over, he's thinking about what he's done. He's having old memories, and he's focusing on trying to solve, the issue. But it's not going to work out well because this card Knights over here, well, it hangs over the card that has to do with his reputation and his honor. And it's not going to go well because the Coffin card is a fatality card that is touching the high honor. And it's also touching this journey that he's about to go on in this direction, because I read directionally. So the journey of his soul that he's headed towards is despair and his own ending. Now, other people have shown up here, so I'll talk about that in a moment, but let's go with the knighting. So he's obsessively thinking about his reputation and what he's done. This message of concern that comes in is going to bring in some really awful issues for him. This is a card of crisis. It's a card of self-pity sometimes, and psychological disorders. And this can be a card of psychological disorders as well, because you're just up in your head thinking. And he might be diving into the past, thinking about what he did in the past, and oh no, what have I done? This despair card is a card of being tortured with worry. And it's a card of somebody's making a demand on you and you're going to have to deal with it. It can also be, just like the Nine of Swords in the Tarot, a card of nightmares and insomnia. It's a card of self-destruction, having really bad problems. And he does have really bad problems that I think are going to go with him into his death. This is a painful ending and a painful, painful loss. And this coffin card, this fatality card, well, I would think he's already resigned. It's a card of resigning from your job. I would think that he's already resigned. But it's definitely, the end of this, issue. But it knights over here to this false person, which has to do with somebody who's been very dishonest, who has evaded all the issues. So we're talking, tax evasion. Somebody who's trying to avoid what's coming down the line. And, this is a card of cheaters. And cheaters and enemies as well, too. So he's going to be seen, his reputation will, in the future, what's coming down for him, whether or not he lives to see it, he will be known as a cheater. His reputation will show that he's a cheater. Now, Ivanka has showed up here. So she has also been on the end of, this is a journey for her as well, and she's also been on the receiving end of all of his financial expertise, his creative financing, to put it mildly. And because the coffin card is hanging over her, it may bring an end to her reputation and have her in despair, because this card is touching, these two cards are touching. And she may have, the kids have already all been deposed. They've had to come in and give a deposition as to, what they've done in the past. So, but there might be some more. Then again, this could just be all the past, present, and future. If that's the case, his despair, I guess, is about to end, because the truth is coming out that he's fake, that the books have been cooked and he's been fake, and same with Donald John Trump. You have to remember, this is the guy, Alan Weisselberg is the guy who tried to make it look like Trump has been a multi-billionaire and hasn't been in debt. And, which is why he's never released his tax returns. Also, I'm sure his tax returns would show that he's received money from Russia, that he's been in bed with Putin all these years, since the 80s. And we have to remember, Alan Weisselberg was also the accountant for Donald John Trump's father, Fred Sr. So there's a long, long history of dirt here, of cheating and lying. And the kids learned it as well, It's like, third generation grifting going on here. Now, Trump, I'm going to do a mirroring technique. Trump is also in despair over what's coming down the pike on Alan Weisselberg. And Trump is mostly in despair over the work that Alan Weisselberg has done for him, and it's going to come through in documents. There's going to be documents that come out, or they already are out, but we will know more about it later on, because these cards are in the future. The journey, keeping on with the mirroring technique, the journey that Donald John Trump is on, because he faces this way, and again, I read directionally, he faces this way, so all of these cards are in Donald John Trump's future, even though he landed in the future position. That's just the way the Kipper works, the way that I read it. Not everybody reads directionally, but I do. And whatever I set up for intention is the way the cards are going to come out to give me the information I'm asking for. So Donald John Trump in his future, he's on this journey where he's going to be obsessively thinking until the day he dies. And in this nightmarish, well, you know him, he'll just use drugs to get to sleep, but they may kill him. He's going to be in this nightmarish condition of despair until the day he dies. Because this is not just Alan Weisselberg. Trump showed up here. Okay. So, yeah, the main male that Alan Weisselberg worked for. Okay, so now mirroring here and here, again, it's the same thing. You know, you get the same message. It has to do with the work he did that's going to bring through the documents. I've already said that, so I don't need to repeat myself. The false person mirroring the privileged lady. This is Ivanka, and because this is the daughter of the main male here. And yeah, and she's been fake and dishonest, and she's hidden, you know, she's been evading taxes as well. She's been deceiving. So this is her. And, you know, her honor is going to be trashed as well. So, let's play this another way. Let's look at it through the lens of Donald John Trump and Ivanka aren't here, and this is only Alan Weisselberg. Either way, same thing. This would be him on this journey of his soul where he's obsessively, until the day he dies, in despair. And it's because of the work he did for these deceivers, for Donald John Trump and Ivanka. And I don't know if Alan Weisselberg has a daughter, but if he does, she would be in despair as well over the whole thing. And she'd be worried about the legal documents that come through. So let me go ahead and draw 5 cards over to see what else. So we have the Thievery card. The pathway showing that it could take at least 2 years for this ending, this painful ending, and for it to even bother Ivanka. And then we have the Child card. So maybe he has, what's his name? Alan has more children. Community card, that's interesting. And then the main female. So on this level, well, this could be, you know, because we can read the cards as having 2 different meanings, so 2 different people even. This could be Melania and Donald. This could be Alan Weisselberg and his wife. If he's married, I know nothing about his personal life. I'm sorry I didn't research. I really need to do that more. But this Thievery card coming through here, well, this would be more of the despair that comes through because of this guy's lack of responsibility. He wasn't responsible to himself to uphold the laws of state of New York and the IRS. And so we just have more information here in this column about the fact that he has, well, Donald John Trump has been, you know, the guy that has been like the vampire in his life, and he did the stealing for Trump. This is a card of, you know, major warnings, and that, you know, something's very, very wrong. But it's also a card of stealing, you know, because you can see right here. It's like this guy's distracted, and that's how this little guy takes his watch. So it could be, you know, Alan Weisselberg's distraction away from the real financial truth, the real, you know, books. Maybe there were even 3 sets of books, the way it really is, and the way they want it to be, and then the way they don't want it to be sometimes. and those were the books that were presented. Who knows? I mean, I'm really not sure. So, but it is going to take some time. This is a card of 2 years or somewhere around there. When it comes to timing, it's the long way. You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it could just be the duration of time. Well, the time is that somebody's dead or it's done, and it's painful. It could be that it's with him until he dies, Alan Weisselberg and Trump. I mean, Alan is much older. I think he's in his 80s. And this length of time here has to do with, it even affects the Trump children and Alan Weisselberg's children. This could sometimes be, the child card can sometimes be about just a new start, new perspective. It can also be a new job or new phase in your life, but he's too old for that. And, we've got retirement back here, possible death here, and this child card knights over to this despair. So that tells me that there's no new, real fresh starts for either Donald Trump, because it knights over here to him, or to Alan Weisselberg. I don't think there's any new start. And then this community card here, that has to do with, I think, all the people in the state of New York who really want the truth to come out about this false person, or this all this lies and deceits that have been going on, lies and deception that has been going on because of Trump and this guy working on him, or working for him, working for him. Main female. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why Melania shows up. I don't know. I mean, maybe she's got something going on in there. Maybe there's a trust fund set up for Baron. Maybe there's a, because of course Donald and her relationships have been very transactional. Maybe she's one of the people who has, because, I'm sure she's renegotiated several times over to get Trump for Trump to have her stay with him. She has bartered her way through it. She touches the false person card here, so she's been working on Trump as well to get what she wanted. And her honor is false and in the trash as well. But this may be about something she negotiated once she had Baron, because we have to remember, and this is another part of it, Stormy Daniels. She was like 5 months pregnant with Baron when Stormy Daniels was doing her thing with Trump. And I'm sure that Melania renegotiated something because of that, probably on Baron's behalf. There's probably a trust fund set up for him. And then the other thing, I'm sure there's a trust fund for him. But the other part of it is that we have to remember Alan Weisselberg knew about all of this stuff. He knew about the payments that Michael Cohen made that came out of the campaign fund, the 2016 campaign fund. And yeah, Alan Weisselberg, so this is more clues as to how long it's been going on, how long he's been, part of this dishonest, irresponsible, vampiric, you know, negativity, and that's just part of his reputation. He's gonna go to his death to be seen as a you know, the CFO of the grifter, you know, corporation, CFO of the biggest grifter, and Melania's in there too. She knows about it, and what's his name, Alan Weisselberg, has done it for her, and for Ivanka, and all of the other kids. So, yeah, okay. I'm done. I don't want to look at these people anymore. Thanks, you guys, for hanging in there with me. But in summary, I have to say, he's flipped before, and he's going to flip some more, and this is taking him to his grave, or he's taken all this to his grave, and it's not going to bode well for Trump. It's not going to work out well for Trump at all. So that's that. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Take care. Bye.